Hello everyone. So welcome to my PHP tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to look at how to work with the include and required operations. So when you want to add a separate PHP file or include a separate PHP file or HTML file or any other source into another PHP file, we need to use include or the required functions. So those are the PHP functions. So using one of them we can include the file into another PHP file. So what is the difference between the include ones and the required ones? To show that, I'll use an example file. So first I'll start my SAMP control. In the SAMP control, start the Apache, and then you can go back to our PHP lesson that we already completed in the multiple other video tutorials. So we had a hello.php file. So what I want to do is I want to add another PHP file set of content into this page. First I'll create a separate PHP file and I'll name this as banner.php, and here we'll assume that we will be having a banner. So I'll put h1 tag just to show a heading is there with the banner. And then this banner file I can embed it after the hello PHP code block. So I'll open another PHP code block, and then inside there I'll use the include once. So since the both hello.php file and the banner.php file are in the same location, same folder, we can simply refer by its name. So I'll use the banner.php, that's all. So, but if it is in a subfolder or in a parent folder, we need to provide the proper relative path or the absolute path. So I'll save this file and then I'll go back to C drive, SAMP, so here you can see I have the banner and the hello.php, both files are there. Then I'll go into localhost. So I did a mistake, so I need to set the code wrapper. And I'll need to go to the hello.php file. So you can see now our banner goes here, wording which was in a separate PHP file is added into here. Now why we have these two functions available? One is include once and the other one is required once. So for example, you say I have done a mistake, so the file name was incorrectly applied in here, so it's having two R letters. So I'll save this file and then refresh. So you can see it gives me a warning message saying that it enables to load this banner.php file because there's no file with this name. I'll do the same thing, just comment this and use the required ones and use the banner.php, and now I'll get the same thing because we have the file with that name. So I'll do the mistake again. So you can see it tells me it's a fatal error, right? Then I'll open the include ones, and then we'll assume we have some more other set of uh, commands or any HTML or PHP code blocks are available in here. So we'll say I'll use a table, right? So I'll put a basic table here, and now if I run this, you can see like even our banner is not loaded, but our table, like after the include ones, we added the table, but that also get loaded. If I use the required ones, then you can see since from the place where it get fail, the bottom content are not going to load further. So that's the difference between the required ones and the include ones. So include ones, it's somewhat you will be not use it as a mandatory file. So if the file is missing, that's okay. Still our current hello.php file will load it with the content. But if you use the required ones, and if that fails, that means from that location onward all the other rest of the files or your code commands are not going to be executed. So you need to use it wisely. You need to think when you want to use the include ones and when you want to use the required ones. So for example, we'll think about the database information or database connection related stuff. So those things you can keep in a separate PHP file and load it into multiple files whenever you want to deal with the database. So if that kind of a file you are going to add into another PHP file, the best thing is use the required ones. Because why you use that database connection file is to use in the bottom other cases. So if the database connection fails, there's no point of using or executing the rest of the code. But if this kind of a banner example, the best thing is you can use the required ones, because we know that the banner content will not affect to the rest of the content in the page. So if the banner couldn't load properly, we can allow the other content to be loaded into the browser. So consider that it's a very primary condition or a pattern that we need to refer when you working with this required ones and the include ones. So in this tutorial we look at how to use an external file into another PHP file. So in this example I already use a separate PHP file, but this can be a HTML file or an image file. So different sources can be loaded. It doesn't need to be a .php file. And we look at what are the ways that you are going to add it into the PHP file, and at what time what should be used, either include ones or required ones. Right, so I'll stop this tutorial and we'll look at some more other features in the coming videos. And if you have any issues, any doubts, comment on this video, so I'll help you, and also you can subscribe to my channel. Okay, so we'll meet on the next video. Thank you.